That was a learning experience. There's a reason why it's upside down if you're wondering, and that's because unfortunately I didn't do the wheels too well. I think I might have cut the sections there just a little too close, and therefore they're not actually sticking into the little holes. In general, it does have little holes and certain little spots to allow you to have some sort of pressure points to sort of link everything together. And it does go very, very well, but it's really the glue that's going to be doing the real work. I can't help but think that maybe if there were more of those little points all over the place, then perhaps you'd need less glue overall and just have to, you know, spread the glue around a little thinner maybe. Maybe not, it's hard to say. And obviously this is far from finished. I haven't put any stickers on, I haven't painted yet. This is just how things are at this point. The actual instructions are relatively easy to follow, but there are a couple of things where it gets a little harder to follow. These points here and here, here and here, the instructions seem to indicate that there should be some sort of mounting point for them, a little hole to put the peg that's on these things into, and there isn't. Now that might mean that you know, these are old instructions, out of date instructions, and the modification, you know, there's been some modifications made to the mold to lose those at some point. It might be that this is just an error in the way this mold was made. I've got no idea. I do know that the product as it is right now looks quite good. I've got the landing wheels down because for the most part I want to have it just sort of resting, just to show the actual glue itself here, the container itself. It's a little odd. You got this little metal thing in here which is just to help really poke through there to stop the sort of from clogging up. This isn't meant to be a pour in anyway, it's just there to hold things in place. You basically take this out and then pour through there. A little bit of a squeeze to allow for when you need a little bit more free running. The actual connection here is a bit odd. Have you ever heard the term righty tighty, lefty loosey? It's basically referring to all kinds of screw threads when you turn things to the right to tighten it and left to loosen it, but it's actually the opposite way around here. You turn it to the right to loosen and you turn it to the left to tighten. So there it is, as tight as it can get, and then turn it to the right and it unfastens. That's sometimes done in military bases where they'll actually have everything counter the normal way to throw off potential break-ins and so on and so forth. Understandable, but I can't see why anybody's done it onto the glue, unless of course it's supposed to reflect the military background of this of the product. A little odd perhaps, but there you go. And of course there's all kinds of warnings. This stands up quite nicely. You can angle it pretty much any angle. I haven't had any accidents with this at all, but then again I've been very careful with how I've put it. You put it down like that and it's absolutely fine. Well, that's been a bit of a long rambling video. If I do a follow-up, then it'll be with everything painted, but if anybody knows how to correct little errors like the problems with the landing wheels I've just had, please feel free to comment, because I could do with the help. I do want to be able to have this displayed properly, and obviously the way I want it, I might not be able to do that. I might have to rethink that, and we'll see. We shall see. Okay, so I've actually decided, what the hell, let's just make this an extra long video. I might split it into a two-part, I'm not sure yet, but as you can see, I have actually spent a bit of time painting this bad boy, and as I'm sure the actual experts will be able to tell, it's not particularly done well. It's still a little wet in places because I've literally just taken this off and brought it on, and yeah, you can see all kinds of spotches from where I've overlapped and whatnot. I don't claim to be a particularly good painter. The wheels are still weak at this point, and I've also noticed that the rear wheel likewise is not staying in its socket either. But I don't seem to be able to resolve that. I might have to take it off, try to clean things up a bit, and try to reinsert it. Now I haven't painted every single bit. I haven't painted the propeller. The propeller is actually starting to stick a bit, which won't really make any difference once it's in situ, once it's in its home position. It doesn't even need to be able to move, to be honest, as far as I'm concerned, for what I want it to be doing. Now the weird thing is, you actually get 3 different paints with this particular model. The Hurricane comes with 3 different paints compared to the Spitfire. One of which is a dark grey, one is a lighter grey, and this one is the green. Now the instructions basically say it's a greyish blue matte, that's a medium grey, and that is a dark green. But the instructions refer to these by entirely different names, so you get a bit confused as to what's what. And you can tell I've been painting recently because obviously there's all the paint on my fingers. Yeah, managed to amazingly not get them that dirty. The brush itself, I didn't notice this the first time around, but it's actually 2 brushes in one. That's actually quite a good idea. Here you've got a thicker brush, which I've used for general application, and then you've got a tinier, thinner, finer brush, which is really meant for painting the finer details on. Now, as of this point, this has roughly 3 coats of paint, and I used the darker grey all over the place, and then I applied the lighter grey after that, and then I've applied the green like so onto all the green bits, just like what you can see. And that effectively just meant I was using it as an undercoat and so on and so forth. As far as the stickers are concerned, you don't really see stickers that are used in every single case as per the box art. That bit there, for example, I think you really need to have some lighter paint on before actually applying the appropriate sticker to make sure you've got the livery right. Maybe what I could do is just allow this to dry. Let's just see if it'll stay in place like that. Maybe the wheels will actually hold. Well, what do you know, it seems to be working okay so far. Maybe you can just pretend that it's a decommissioned aircraft and, you know, somebody's using it for civilian purposes and therefore it no longer needs the stickers. But the stickers themselves you really need to cut out, put into some hot water, and then apply the glue to put it in place. I'm not entirely sure I like that system, but you'll notice that there's a section there that I've torn out. I've had to actually apply that inside the cockpit. You're never going to see this, which makes it probably because of A, the bad glue job I've done, and B, the fact that it's inside anyhow. You're never going to be able to see it, so it makes me wonder why did they bother putting that on there, unless of course they know some people would prefer to have, say, a wrecked aircraft to demonstrate. Let's see if we can zoom in a bit. Yeah, that's a bit better. Yeah, but it's just one of those stickers that you wonder why did they bother? And you can't actually peel these off particularly easily. You have to go at it with a thin knife, like a scalpel and so on, and just, yeah, it's a bit fiddly. You know, a more traditional sticky back kind of transparent sticker would probably have worked far better than what we've got here. And there are such things readily available from from various different other companies for lots of different kinds of models. But overall, as of this point, I am actually quite liking the model. It was a little difficult to put together. That's more due to my lack of experience, because it's been 20 odd years since I last tried something like this. And the painting job went on a lot easier than I thought it does. The instructions do state it's supposed to, you're supposed to wait an hour to allow it to dry properly. I actually found it dried a lot faster than that. I don't know why. Maybe they're just being pedantic. Maybe I'm just impatient. Probably the latter. But there you go. So far, from what I'm seeing, I'm quite liking this. Now I've just got to spend some time getting these free and onto that, and hopefully not ruining it.